Alberta, Canada. New Human Inferno keeps the old man Logan busy, while New Human ISO engages Forge. It would be pointless for Inferno to brawl it out with Logan, so he lets the X-Men in close. With his molten powers, the Inhuman lights up the X-Men. Meanwhile, ISO discovers Forge's machine that would compress the Terrigen cloud into a solid state. The plan was to incinerate the cloud thereafter. ISO jumps into action and releases her powers to destroy the machine. Forge is powerless to stand in her way. New Attilan, hours later. Mutants have claimed the Inhuman home. Storm receives a call. Logan reports that their plan to use Forge's machine to destroy the second cloud failed. The two Inhumans have escaped, and they took Forge with them. Limbo. The Royal Inhuman family are caged along with Johnny Storm and other New Humans. They know this isn't hell. At least in hell, there are gateways to get out. This is Limbo, and there is no escape, but there is always hope. The X-Men struck a coordinated attack on the Inhumans. That means that Karnak and Black Bolt are probably taken off the field. But the X-Men never knew about the New Humans currently out there with wonderful powers. And besides, Limbo isn't only full of monsters and demons. The X-Men school is also here. If they can get out of their cell, then the Inhumans can find answers at the X-Haven. Somewhere in the skies above Canada, ISO and Inferno concocts a plan. They cannot take on New Attilan with just themselves. They will need an army. The mutants couldn't have taken out every Inhuman member, so they reach out to an Inhuman who they know has yet to join the war. Ms. Marvel answers the call. She knows they will need an army, so she reaches out to every Inhuman on her list. Moments later, Camilla Khan has gathered a small army consisting of the Devil Dinosaur, Moon Girl, Synapse, Grid, Reader, Quake, and Mosaic. These New Humans are eager to test their mettle against the mutants. Meanwhile, Karnak grows restless. He may be stuck in Marvel Girl's illusion, but that's the thing with Karnak. He can always find a flaw, and he will exploit it. Karnak made progress and he escapes Jean Grey's illusion, but once out, he finds that escape is gonna require much more work. The Inhuman finds himself in the world, a self-contained artificial eco-environment designed to develop and evolve new generations of super soldiers. Jean Grey did admirably in holding Karnak, but now, Phantom Mex is up next. Muir Island. The X-Men regroup in present-day Beast's prison cell. Mutants all over the world are growing sick from the Terrigen mist. Time is running out, and their only hope was the machine that Forge built. Forge has gone missing, and the machine was destroyed, so now, there is only one course of action. Find Forge and find those two New Humans keeping him captive. Logan is ordered to divide up the mutants into two search and rescue teams, while Storm gets Cerebra to search for their missing comrade. Rogue is concerned about their actions. Limbo will not hold the Royal Inhuman family for long. The Inhumans will be furious when they break free. "You think they're mad now, Rogue?" says Frost. "God forbid they find Black Bolt." What's going on, guys? Welcome to Comic Island. My name is Joey, and finally we are going to talk about the Inhumans vs. X-Men issue 3. So let's dive right into the few things that stood out to me in this issue. First and foremost, let's discuss one of the biggest displeasures in this comic, the change in artists, especially in such a short series. If we are not including the tie-ins, then there are only 6 issues. Just when I'm starting to cozy up to the artist and the story arc, they changed the artist, thus changing my comfort level in the story. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing bad about this artist, but it feels like I'm reading a different story. The momentum that was built in my mind gets stalled by just a little bit. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's take a look at what some of the great things that stood out to me in this issue. Part 1 and 2 has established that the X-Men are waging war on the Inhumans, and that the Inhumans are the underdogs. Issue 3 plays on the same plot as we see ISO and Inferno escape Logan's grasp, and they even manage to take out the one thing that mutants rely on in order to destroy the cloud. That was a bit too convenient for me, but well, let's push on. They kidnap Forge, who was the only one who could build the machine. This was brilliant in their part, and it falls into ISO's character, someone who is really smart with science, and this issue shows off her tactical genius as well. I also loved how these two managed to contact Miss Marvel, and hence, they gathered a bunch of ragtag new humans. I gotta be honest, I know of these new humans, but I'm not well versed in their power sets and their history. The one new human that stands out to me is Synapse. She is currently operating alongside Rogue in the Uncanny Avengers Unity Squad that consists of X-Men, Avengers, and now with Synapse and Inhuman as well. Rogue has shown her reluctance in taking part in this attack, so I would love to see an attack between Synapse and Rogue in a later issue. Near the end, we got a conversation between young Beast and present-day Beast. It was short and brief, but I am still amazed to see the situation play out, where it is essentially one guy being on two different teams. It is established that this Beast, along with the other original X-Men, are indeed the younger selves of their present-day counterpart. That means this young Beast will eventually age to become our present-day Hank McCoy, and will one day side with the Inhumans. It's dizzying to wrap my head around, but it also at the same time, I love it. We also got a great scene with Karnak escaping Jean Grey's mind trap, only to find himself in the world, the place where Phantom X grew up in. Phantom X is probably one of my favorite non-popular X-Men, and I want to see more of him. It's too bad that he's just sidelined, having just a small cameo in this scene and the last issue. The final thing I want to touch base on is, of course, Black Bolt. He is the one big enforcer for the Inhumans, and we know he will escape. That will be when it gets exciting. Will they save Alice and Blair to counter Black Bolt's atomic force, or are we gonna get a much more anticipated grudge match between Emma Frost and the King of the Inhumans? What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in the Inhumans vs. X-Men issue 4.